Hi there, Serial Trader here. Let's check in with weed after the close here on Friday. So another uneventful day, in fact another doji star. Very narrow range and then even narrower difference between the opening and closing price, and that's where you see that extremely small real body. So typical doji star. So that's two dojis in a row, still just hovering around this T line. Volume again very low. And on CGC, again, very low volume, and just another doji star hovering around the T line, so no difference there. Now, if I go to the weed wave chart here, so maybe take this, at least for now, without too much emphasis, but there is sort of a pattern I'm starting to see now that we've had more price action throughout the week. And I'm just going to get rid of this, and I'm going to get rid of this as well, and also this. I'm just going to clean this right up here. Okay, now I do actually think it's possible that we're doing something like a ABC to the upside, and I'll explain what I mean there. So we definitely have a 5 up, but I think it's 5 up for A at this point. And now I'm actually seeing possible triangle formation here, okay? And where's the bottom here? 37, yeah, 68. So we'll put a wave A there, and then B up, C down, D up, and then maybe looking for a little dip down in a wave E on next week there, maybe on Monday, finish this and then start going up in our C wave, in another impulse wave, kind of something along these lines, right? Now this is a little difficult as far as labeling, because okay, so we're missing data on this from Monday. And then when I go to the CGC chart, we're missing data from Wednesday, but they both still fit as a triangle at this point. So I'm kind of favoring that interpretation now. Now it still implies a decent move up, but then after that, it's only going to partially retrace this decline and then have another leg down. That's what it implies, and we'll have to see how that actually plays out. But it's currently on my radar. Here, let me just get these things out of the way there. They're not relevant to what I'm currently doing. Okay, so we'll have to adjust some of these fib relationships. So the 382 and the 2.0 multiple, that's still fine, because you'd still do that off the largest portion of the triangle, which is this A wave. So the reverse fib, 1.32 and 2.0, those levels still stand. I think it's the equality in the 1618 we need to adjust here. So it would actually be off. Now we don't necessarily have the E wave in place yet, but let's just kind of roughly guess where it would be if it failed to go below this level, which it would need to be a properly identified E wave on weed here. So that would put our equality relationship at 43.98, so just about 44, which coincides with the 618 retracement of this whole decline. Okay, and the 1618 would be at 46.97, and that'd be less probable since we are looking at this to just be an A triangle, B, C up, right? So C, maybe around that $44 mark would be a good marker for that. And if I just get my contracting trend lines out, so we'll connect the termination point of A, the termination point of C, and just extend that out to the right, and we'll do the same with our BD trend line, extend that out to the right, and then we'd have our triangle thrust measurement, which roughly would just be A off of the termination point of E, So if I just drag that over to, let's say E ends there or something. So that comes in at the 50% retracement level, so 42, 45 roughly, or that also seems that 1.382 reverse fib of wave A of this proposed triangle. So we definitely have a confluence of relationships in the 42s, and then as well around 44. And equality is a pretty, remember the triangle thrust is a minimum objective, usually exceeded. So that equality relationship along with the 618 retracement of this whole drop, that's a pretty good target. So I'm looking at 44. And then just to do another channel now that we have more development here. Okay. Just get my parallel trend channel going, and E hasn't ended yet, at least on this weed chart. But let's just say, you know, right around there or so, and put it off of the termination point there. So then you can see the top of the channel. If a little time unfolds and we go up at this kind of angle, the top of the channel will kind of come into play right around that $44 mark as well. So if it kind of stalls there, starts rolling over, doesn't break out of the channel, we can be pretty confident we just have an A triangle BC up and then we're coming back down. So next week, as it advances, and ideally it will advance here still short term, I'll definitely be running that stop up tighter, and then once it gets around that 44, unless it really breaks out convincingly of this channel, I'm likely just to tighten up the stop to the point where it's almost, you know, guaranteed to get stopped out, or even just outright close the trade, you know, in anticipation that it's going to fail there. But it depends how the short-term price action develops as far as how I manage that part of the trade. But yeah, this is definitely on my radar. You can't deny there's a triangle formation there. And instead of doing the CGC trading view chart here, repeating what I just did there on here, since this does have actual missing data, and I don't just mean Wednesday's price action, I mean there's actually missing data compared to my Thinkorswim platform. I'm just going to go over to that Thinkorswim platform now, and I've already prepared basically what I just did on weed there. So this is a CGC hourly chart. So I have the triangle drawn here. It's a little bit different since the data on CGC is a little bit different, but same idea. We have our A up, A, B, C, D, possibly E in place already here on CGC for a triangle wave B, and then we'll be going up in C wave. And the equality relationship on CGC here, as I've measured it, comes in at 33.60, and that's also the 2.0 multiple of the reverse fib of just this A wave. That comes in around 33.65, so right around 33.60 there's a nice confluence there. We have the 618 relationship of this overall decline at 33.02, so definitely some decent targets in the 33s there. And then on the lower end of things, we have the 50% retracement, 31.91, and the 1.382 reverse fib at 32.10. So basically around 32 is our initial set of upside targets, and then more likely to be achieved is this around 33.60 level. And same idea as with weed. If it just fails there and doesn't break out of this channel, you know, close the position or tighten up the stop to the point where you're not giving much up once it rolls over. At that point, maybe a bearish trade will be warranted. Some CGC or weed puts, they both have options, so take your pick. But if we do break out of the channel and obviously get to this 1618 relationship, which is knocking on the door of you know, all-time highs, then we can probably assume that, okay, even though this currently looks like it was a triangle, there's certainly other ways to count it, although they're really stretching it. So I'm kind of thinking we fail here at that equality level, and that's on CGC. But same idea on weed here, fail at the equality level. But we'll see how it develops next week. Still looking for short-term upside here before getting out of the long bias trade. All right, we'll check in next week, certainly. And I'll do another update video later on the broader markets, as I think there's some clarity as of today that we were looking for yesterday. All right, that should be good for now. Serial Trader signing off.